don't trust men's guidance. Women don't trust men's guidance. I've been waiting for this discussion. We'll go ahead and play the context.
You can tell me what to do. You can tell me
Mm-hmm.
what to do. If you can't tell me what to do, then
Mm-hmm.
you can't. Women know exactly what that means.
Facts.
In relationship with the man that I didn't trust,
Mm-hmm.
that I knew doggone well couldn't guide me,
Mm-hmm.
which also led into more of my masculinity having to show up. Most women, they don't trust their man's guidance. They also need to be able to trust that you even have the capacity to guide them.
Right.
Do you have all of your things in order to where you can't even tell me what to do?
Right.
What if my husband wasn't even eating the way that he's eating? What if he wasn't, as plant-based, gluten-free, eating whatever he wanted?
Right.
My thought process would be, how you gonna tell me what to
Right.
eat? You ain't eating right either. So the average woman, she's sizing up the man that she's with.
And this woman may not even be conscious of the fact that being that she has this wide scope of emotional bandwidth that's constantly receiving data, when she sees how you handle your diet, how you handle your finances, you constantly gambling on a Sunday game and losing your money and getting frustrated. When she sees all these different things in ways she may not even address, because a lot of times, well, that's just what men do. Her soul is making these notes. And when it is time for you to talk about her leveling up in some completely other way, and you can't understand why she refuses, you got to look at your own itinerary of where you are imbalanced at, and it's sending the message to her spirit, no, he's not safe to listen to.
All right. Women don't trust men's guidance. Women don't trust men's guidance. Hmm. See, we're gonna go here. Let me go to Jay. Go to Jay. But I ain't gonna go to Jay, man. I know Jay like to kind of sit for a little bit. Let me go to Marcus, man. Go ahead, Marcus. Women don't trust men's guidance, then we'll go to balance.
All right, I'm about to get eaten up in the chat. I already know this right now. I don't care. All right, so here we go. I think competent people instill confidence in them, right? And a lot of times, if you're not in control of your emotions as a man, if you're not in a position where somebody can truly look up to you, it can become difficult for somebody to have that type of trust in you. Because you got to think they fully submitting to you, right? If they gonna submit, if you're in a situation where she's fully trusting you and putting her all into you, and you are showing yourself to be unregulated, if you're showing yourself to be somebody who cannot remain stoic, who cannot remain emotionally in control of the situation, it's going to be extremely hard for her to feel safe doing that. And in turn, you'll get the bucking back and all that stuff. When she said the man who can tell me what to do can tell me what to do, and the man who can't, I believe it. I've seen it. I look at situations. I'm like, if I interject myself in that situation, I could fix that. If I interject somebody with the same mentality in they could fix that. The things that are required for you to get the results that you want, sometimes we don't have, and everybody doesn't have everything. It's skill sets, right? So you can grow those things, but I completely understand what she's saying. I really do. Honestly, I do. And a lot of times in relationships, where I talk to people before, during, and after. And before, I'm like, hey, you probably should address this. You probably should do this. You probably should do that. You probably should do this. I'm not doing all of that. That's too much work. Then you get a result that makes you have to restart and do this over again. And I say, hey, you probably should do this. You probably should do that. You probably should do this. I'm not doing all that. If I got to do all that, I don't want to be with her. But you're going to have to do it with somebody for the type of relationship that you want. And until you understand that concept, in life, you are doomed to repeat the things you do not learn from. Life throws lessons at you, throws the test at you, and you either fail or pass to get to the next point. If you are repeating the same thing, I guarantee you there's something that you are doing wrong.
All right, go ahead, balance.
Well said, Marcus. Okay. You guys, one of my favorite rap groups before Prodigy died was Mobb Deep, and they had that song "No Such Thing as Halfway Crooks." There's a lot of women out here halfway crooks. It's like, if you know you don't respect that man's leadership, why are you with him? You can't play both sides of the fence, and that's where women are going wrong. You chose that man to follow, and you don't trust his leadership. I say this every time. I think, why would you do that? You're at fault. Why would you choose a man and then buck with him every day? That's insane. It's so crazy. I would never. People want to be in a relationship so bad. Be by yourself. If you can't respect him and trust his leadership, be on your own. Because why would you fight with a man all day? It's crazy. But I also was thinking about the Bible verse where it says, be hot or cold, lukewarm, you get spit out, right? A lot of women, you just lukewarm. I have to take it to Mob Deep in the Bible. You see, I gotta do both on here, JR. But then, God said if you're lukewarm, you will be spit out. Like, it's disgusting. Nobody wants lukewarm tea. We want iced tea. We want hot tea. Same as people. We don't want lukewarm people, men or women. And I think most men and women, they want what they don't qualify for. You want that A1 woman. You want that A1 man, but you're not that. You're not that. And if you want it, work on yourself to get that. But that's not what people are doing. They're settling for men they don't respect and fighting every day. How does this make sense in anybody's brain? I can't even see the chat, but if I did, I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, I'm done right now.
All right. No, you good, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jay. I'm going to go to you, and then we'll go to Nicole.
Man, I think that's absolutely correct. I mean, what Balance was saying in regards to, I think the only caveat is that people present as qualifying. It's almost like the old dude in the club with some young clothes on. Nigga, you don't need to be here, fam. You're 56 years old. You don't need to be in this grown and sexy. And grown and sexy essentially is 27 to 35. Technically, you 56, bro. You've been there, done that. Take your jeans suit off with your shades and your fitted hat to the back and your earring, you know what I mean? Your 2 earrings, and beat it, but they'll qualify for that based on how they present. And that's where you get tripped up. And that's what I think the issue is. Women aren't, they're not trusting that because they've been duped. And men too, but the question is, women, they've been duped. We can present. I mean, I've been that person that couldn't keep up. You know what I mean? Everything looked good. And then I'm like, damn, this is, she was older, had her shit together. And I'm like, I'm just not there yet. But I played it great initially. And then I'm in it and I'm not meeting the requirements. And the inevitable happens. But I think those are the issues. You have the posers, the fake it till you make it. Some people take that in regards to relationships too. Nah, you can't fake relationships if you're trying to meet, the end goal. If you're trying to be married, you can't fake it till you make it in that. You have to come to that with the tools that are required for longevity,
All right, go ahead, Nicole.
All right. I might upset the apple cart a little bit, but what I will say is listening to a lot of people on social media, I just can't take them seriously. Once you tell me you're sleeping with a man you don't respect, I cannot listen to you any longer. I do believe that I think a lot of women just, you kind of tell on yourself when you are literally giving babies to and having sex with and choosing over and over and over men you don't respect, you don't find competent. I can't. We have to stop that. Like I say to a lot of women, you can get married, but you like being in that rotation with that guy. Like there's a sitcom on Hulu. It's only one season with Delroy Linroy. What's his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Lindo.
And Kerry Washington only went one season, and I know why they cut it. That show was way too real. And in this, she's a therapist, a licensed therapist online, giving relationship advice to other people. And she is like totally not qualified for relationships, as you will see in the show. And she totally dissed a guy who was everything she wanted to go back into the rotation with a man. So this is when I'm go back into a rotation with a man who wasn't choosing her. And what I'm telling my sisters is, I understand that there are some men that have leadership issues, but we really can't hold them to that if we are actively and happily signing up to be in relationships, situationships rotations and whatnot with men who lack that, period. And so I look at some people on social media and I'm like, it's entertainment. That's all it is. It's a conversation starter, because I don't consider you an expert because you're telling me this is someone that you chose. So that's where I stand.